Alright guys, here we go. This is lesson 3-5, getting help to stay healthy. Alright, there's the objectives right there. Summarize important health screenings, immunizations, and examinations necessary to maintain good health. Explain why it's important to seek help and treatment for common infectious and chronic diseases. Determine when professional health and wellness services may be required. And finally, describe how to evaluate the validity and the reliability or personal health and wellness information. All right, here's your health terms: accurate, healthcare provider, hypertension, immunization, preventative healthcare, reliable, screening, and vaccine. So on your MyBig Campus, you should have another discussion. It should say lesson 3-5, daily journal. List at least 4 things you do to help keep your body healthy. Then choose one of these actions and write a few sentences about how you think it'll prevent chronic diseases and keep you healthy during your lifetime. So write that on your MyBig Campus. Or if you don't have your your computer, then get your green folder and then write this down in your journal and post it. Hint, look at the pictures. We're going to move on now. So imagine this situation. Your car is making a strange noise once in a while, but seems to be starting and running just fine, so you don't worry about it. Then one day, when you're stopped at a light on a busy street, the car suddenly dies and you can't get it started again. Is there anything you could have done to prevent this from happening? You know, which is easier, changing or fixing a problem once you have it, or preventing the problem in the first place? Why do you think people often don't address potential problems before they happen? Okay, preventative measures, which address or take care of something before it becomes a more immediate concern. So this is the same thing about your body. If you take care of something, if something hurts and you go to the doctor to take care of it, it is known as a preventative measure. So it often saves time, trouble, and suffering down the road. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Preventative healthcare, important way of staying healthy. Changing risk factors, those risk factors we talked about before, using drugs, alcohol, tobacco, other crazy things that young people do will prevent diseases and keep you healthy. All right, so like the ones I just explained. So raise your hand if you ever seen a healthcare provider or some sort of doctor within the past year. So most of y'all have. If you're an athlete, you've gone to see the nurse or a doctor for a physical or anything else like that. Chiropractors, acupuncturists, herbalists, dentists, pharmacists, nurse practitioners, all that stuff. When should you see a healthcare provider? When should you go to the doctor? When you're sick, when something is wrong, or whenever you have an annual exam or checkup. What are some benefits of having an annual exam or checkup? They can detect the problem before it gets too out of hand. They can treat something or any health conditions that you have now. They can give you information and answer questions about your health. What are some teen health problems or healthcare provider might be able to detect or treat before they become bigger problems? The doctor can check your eyes for poor vision, Your lungs for asthma, allergies. They can check to see if you have diabetes, acne, or heart condition. So all those things are something you can check right now. Routine checkups and yearly physical exams catch potential problems early. So health exams are needed for athletics or to play sports. So if problems are found early, they can be managed and keep problems from getting worse. Screenings are tests that are done at the doctor to help you to see if a person has a medical problem. Your health history is questions about your past illnesses, injuries, family history. They ask you about all sorts of things. If you had cancer in your family, diabetes, heart attacks, and all that. So, what are some screenings that are done nearly every time you go? A person goes to see the doctor or any healthcare provider. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. What are some screenings that may be done on an as-needed basis? So the following are routine ones. Whenever you go to the doctor, they do this. Your height, your weight, your temperature, and your blood pressure. These are some as needed, so these don't always happen, but your blood test, urine test, pap test, and x-rays. Let's see. Why is blood pressure screening done every time you go to the doctor? We'll talk about that in a second. Why might a blood test be done? And then finally, why might a urine test be done? Well, high blood pressure, or also known as hypertension, that's whenever your top number is over 120 and your bottom number is over 80. So you want your top number about 120 and then your bottom number 80. Coach Rodriguez has a problem with his blood pressure. Of course, he takes medicine, and his blood pressure gets high sometimes. So that's why he takes medicine. Blood tests, of course, they test cholesterol. They look for any heart problems, heart disease. They look for blood sugar levels, look for diabetes. They also look for bloodborne diseases like hepatitis and HIV. So those are blood tests. And then urine tests, they're trying to check your kidneys to see if they're okay, any diabetes, and then any certain pathogens, any germs like bacteria and viruses. All right, this question relates to the preventive healthcare. Seeing a doctor or any other healthcare provider for regular checkups or exams is one way to help yourself stay healthy. How are you doing in this area? So, preventive healthcare aims to stop illnesses before they start. People still get sick, though. They still get sick even though they go to the doctor every year. So, when do you think it is important to go see a healthcare provider? Well, some infections, some of them have to run its course, and some are not cured, like the cold. Okay? So, and then you have other infections that need medical attention, like cancers and rash, pneumonia. All these are needed for you to, whenever you have one, you have to go to the doctor. The benefits of seeing a healthcare provider. As you can see, a healthcare provider can diagnose the disease or condition early when it's easier to cure or treat it. They can perform or recommend screening tests if needed. They prescribe appropriate medicines to fight infection and help reduce symptoms. They tell you how to prevent the spread of the disease to others. They provide information to help keep you from having the health problem again. And, of course, they advise you about recommended immunizations. What does it mean to be immune to something? To be immune to something means that you're protected and not susceptible to harm from something. All right? So your body's immune system works to fight infectious diseases that won't hurt you. So, immunizations are shots to protect you from infectious diseases. A vaccine helps the body become immune to these diseases. All right, immunizations have proven to reduce deaths and illnesses throughout the world, and death rates are close to zero on some diseases nowadays. Do you know which immunizations or vaccines you've had to help protect you from some common infectious diseases? All right, so you've taken some vaccines in your life. They're needed before you come to school. All right, so you have your immunization records. Tetanus, also known as the Tdap, it's one vaccine, so one shot given when you're about 11 to 12. The second one is given every 10 years. You have the HPV vaccine, which is a series of 3 shots. Expert recommended to be given at 11 to 12 to teens who were not vaccinated earlier. The vaccine protects you against types of HPV that can cause cancer and genital warts. You also have influenza, which is the flu shot given every year to protect you against the flu. You have other vaccines out there. You have bacterial meningitis, which is given to people that want to go to college. So you have to get that done. You also have the measles. You have the mumps, rubella, chickenpox, pneumonia, hepatitis A and B. So all those are vaccines out there to protect you from getting those diseases. All right. Now the decision when to go to the doctor. All right, so review the information together and discuss the symptoms. Try to answer these questions for each one. All right, how could you take care of this symptom at home? What would tell you it was time to go see a doctor? What can happen if you need but don't get help for this symptom? So I'm going to read some situations, and you're going to need to decide whether a person in this situation will need to go to the doctor or not. You've had a fever of 101 for the past 3 days. All right. So, no, you don't need to go to the doctor because your fever is lower than 103. You have a fever, cough, and sore throat. Yes, you have to go to the doctor because your fever is accompanied with the other symptoms. You've had a cough for 4 days. No, because the cough has only lasted a few days. You've had a sore throat for the past 4 days, but now you're starting to have difficulty breathing. Yes, because your sore throat is accompanied with other serious symptoms. You've had diarrhea for 2 days, but it seems to be getting better. No, you don't have to go to the doctor. The last one, you've been throwing up blood. Yes, because blood and vomit can be a sign of something serious. The key is to get the most accurate and reliable information we can. Of course, we know what accurate and reliable means. So, how many of you have ever looked up a health topic on the internet? Most of us have. What are some reasons a person might go online to get health information? Well, the information about health conditions and how to prevent them. Advice on whether you need to go see a health professional, like a doctor. More information about a serious illness or chronic disease that might be affecting somebody in your life. Ways to get healthier. Quick opinions about health products and services. Health information to help yourself and someone else. Well, health resources are not all information are reliable and accurate. You have to ask these 5 questions. Who created the website? What was the website's point of view? When is the website created or updated? Whom is the website for? And is the website trying to sell you something? Now, log on to your MyBig Campus, and you have an assignment called Getting Help with Staying Healthy. Okay? So, Hopefully you learned something today, and I will see you tomorrow on Thursday.